Hey everybody, it's Baby Bear, and I am so over Evony right now, so I'm gonna play a different game while I talk to you, but it's on topic because it has pink gems, and it's kind of like Candy Crush, but you're playing another player, so it's a PvP Candy Crush type game with cute little characters, and I really enjoy it. Anyways, I just wanted to make a video really quickly, because of the sad news of King Singh quitting, and I just want you guys to understand how devastating that is to our community. I understand that people are in an uproar right now, and I know that the chats are on fire. I've never seen so many grown adults going at it so crazily and just being so venomous and crazy. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of entertaining things going on in all the chats, but there's a lot of valid points that are going on as well. But I don't think that the way that people are handling this is showing the best of what our community is. I think if you've ever played other games, this community is actually really good, and I think the YouTubers on this community for the most part are really respectful of each other, and if you ever are on a different game, it is not like that on other games. It really isn't. And I credit that to the puzzle ads, because I think the puzzle ads kind of brought in a more uh thoughtful, mature crowd than these other war games, right? Like you're dealing with a different demographic of people. So anyways, a lot of times on other games like the YouTube, people just do not like each other. And it's interesting because on King of Avalon, even though we didn't necessarily like each other, we had a code of conduct, and that was to put the community first, and we would never do videos exposing good glitches. Okay, so all the good glitches were always told in the line and Discord rooms. Line was really what we used in King of Avalon. Discord was kind of new to me. I only started using Discord really on this game, but we we definitely never divulged good glitches. So it sucked. It really sucked when the challenge conscription gem glitch got, leaked out onto YouTube, because then they patched it within 24 hours. And the thing is that these channels have Discords, and this is where you can divulge all that information and get your following into your Discords, and promote all of your stuff. Like, that is where those hacks and everything should stay. They shouldn't go on YouTube, because on YouTube it's going to live forever, right? And so I just think that first off, we need to get our community back on track. I mean, there's nothing gained in everybody going after each other. The point that people should be remembering is that this is about Evony and a systemic issue about Evony and their problem of not being able to fix their shit. It really comes down to that. Even today during challenge, major lag, and I have it on video, major issues. I was sending attack marches and it kept sending scouts. People could not do anything. And it only affected some people. Like, I was talking to other players and they're like, oh, we didn't have lag. So, but then other players were like, oh, we had it a ton. So just something is broken, and it was working fine last week. So what changed? Well, all the troop stuff changed. So something happened where it really affected the server again. And so first off, I just want to address that King Singh has been an integral person in our community. Whether you like him or not, you can't say that you've ever watched a video that he's done and not learned something. And for me, I'll tell you, when I first started this game, I was just a monster hunter and just wanted to stick to that. We had server drama and we had server jumpers, and they really picked on me and were awful to the server. And so the only way that I could learn the game was through researching on my own through Google and YouTube. And that's when I came across King Singh. And that's when I realized that this game is so much more than just internal server drama and KE. There is a whole new world out there where you can communicate and become friends with people from all across the servers, not just stuck with the lame people that you're stuck with, right? So I totally credit King Singh for me getting into PvP. And I learned through experience, obviously. We learned it through SVS, we learned it through the battlefields. But being able to watch somebody who is such a pro at it and learning those tips just through osmosis and watching, it really helped level up my game. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. But I would never, like, even with all this, scandal that came out, I would never flip on somebody that I respected so much. Yes, there can be disappointment. Yes, you can express disappointment. Yes, you might feel angry that, you missed out on something. But when people are complaining about missing out on castles, during the first All-Stars, I mean, come on, guys. The pink gems only happen like within this last couple of weeks. I can tell you from personal experience, I was approached to use the pink gems and I said no. However, it was tempting. I mean, it definitely was tempting, but I'm also not a top player. I'm not somebody that has to compete at a top level. And it's one of those things where I know being a YouTuber, we do get kind of scrutinized a lot because, sometimes we make a video and it does affect sales. So I experienced that kind of stuff on King of Avalon, and I've actually seen another YouTuber get banned and then they let him back in. I kind of think YouTubers get both sides. I think they get more scrutinized, but then they also get more leniency, which is weird, because they're obviously advertising the game. So to me, it was a very odd choice for them to do this to, King Singh, who's a big YouTuber for them. And at the same time, I keep hearing people say, well, why didn't they take away the buffs, right? Why didn't they take away the VIP? Why didn't they take away the city? And this is my theory, and this is just a theory, but I think that they come up with a gem value for everything. That's how, when you look at the packs, that's how you know it's 5,600% or 40,000 value. I think they have a gem value for everything. And I think that for 669 accounts, they don't have enough people to go through each account and go to the backlogs and figure out what items to deduct for each of those items. Just think of how many little items you get in packs, right? And so I think they quantify the items that they get from packs and they equal it out to the gem value, RSS value, because right when you buy RSS with gems, you can do that, and you can train troops with gems. So they quantify these things through a gem value. And I think what happened, because a lot of people were like, well, it was, people got hit differently across the board. I think people who had pink gems, they had a pink gem balance, and people had a big regular gem balance and RSS inside. I think those things were deducted first. And then whatever the balance was left, I think they deducted the troop amount. And a lot of people will have a differing a troop amount because a lot of people will have different items inside their inventory. So there was a lot of people that spent their gems, right? They were like, Evony's cracking down, because Evony gave a 3-day warning. And everyone was like, all right, we'll just use up our gems, use up our resources, because they've never been punished as severely as they got punished this time. And so when those people used up those items and there was nothing for Evony to deduct on those ends, then they just went straight for the troops. And so that's my theory. The next theory that I have, where people are saying, well, a lot of the people in the biggest alliance that was exploiting this, they didn't have a lot of people that got hit. And my thinking is because Evony probably only backs up the game like every 2 weeks or something. I think they do back up the game. I'm sure they back up the game, but I think they probably have a local server backup of like 2 weeks or a month maybe. And then anything past that is probably offloaded into another cloud or another cold storage or something else, because I can't see how the server now are so unstable. I have no idea how they're actually dealing with the backup, right? So there's obviously a lot of issues that are going on. So for people to go after these people after they've already lost so much and then try to get their buffs and all that kind of stuff taken away, it is really extra, because here's the thing. Yes, they lost their troops, and maybe that is not as big of a value as losing the buffs, but they also lost their reputation and their face. And the thing is losing your career of Evony for 2 years and being so successful and people looking up to you and not pack loading or doing the exploit and doing it for only 2 weeks, it seems like that is a more severe punishment than anything. And I get it. It's a choice. You know, people make a choice. But he also made a video, and he also was man enough to own up to his mistake and say, listen, I did it. I'm sorry. I only did it for 2 weeks. This is what happened. This is why I did it. There was another alliance doing it, and we're just trying to stay competitive. And at the end of the day, I understand it, because at the end of the day, it's Evony that is forcing this atmosphere. And the people that are going in hard, they have alts, they have bots, they sell their accounts, they do all this other stuff that's against terms of service. So you might do things on a smaller level, but you're still exploiting the game. And so to go so hard on somebody and flip a switch is so heartbreaking. Like, for the most part, all of these YouTubers on Evony, we're not making anything. We're just doing it because we enjoy it, and we're trying to share that with you. And it's just crazy how this community is going in and tearing these people apart. And even before this happened, I would, because I always support the YouTube community. I always watch and comment on people's things. And I would just be so taken aback by the rude comments that people just leave. It's just, why? And I get constructive feedback. I get disagreeing. I get all that. But to be so hurtful and hateful over something that somebody's trying to share with you is just, it's crazy. It is crazy to me. And to see people just flip on Singh in all the Discord channels and things like that and try to go after, more than what he already lost, it's definitely pitchfork vibes, and it's not cool, and now having to lose somebody like that in our community that was just, he had a positive message. It was respectful. Their alliance name was respect, and a lot of people respected him, and to have to lose that, I mean, who are we going to watch now? You're definitely not going to learn PvP from me. I mean, I make videos for fun and for entertainment and for storylines. I mean, yes, I can PvP, but no, I'm not going to teach you how to do it, because you probably can do it better than me. I'm still learning, and now it's like we have one less teacher. We have one less valid teacher to teach us how to do this stuff. It's just so gross, guys. It's sad, and to think that, maybe if he had a better support, maybe he wouldn't quit. Maybe he would think to stay and try to rebuild, because he was doing it for his friends and for the community. And when you come at people with pitchforks, I mean, sometimes you're going to lose them. And I think that sucks. And to be quite honest, I think a lot of other people are going to follow suit. I know myself personally, I'm kind of tired of this game. And the way that Evony has exploited us, right when I think that I make accomplishments on this game, I make videos for it, and then find out a day later it changes. It's so silly. And I get it. We have self-control. We can be like, you know what? I'm just not going to spend that much time or money on this game. And I've done that for the last ever since the last challenge came out where we were like all against like these 60 billion, 90 billion alliances, it was a joke. And then when there was lag and all that kind of stuff, that was a joke. It just, it's just all added up, and obviously we had the packload hacking thing on the server, and interestingly enough, like they do this whole pink gem uh troop drop, and then they didn't punish this person on our server. And so it's like, okay, so why didn't that person get punished? They did the exact same thing that these other people did, just because they did it a week before this whole gem thing dropped. And I think that pack loader was doing the gems. And that was like, what, 2 weeks ago? So I definitely believe Singh when he says that this happened 2 weeks ago. We saw the screenshot of when that was. And it really only circulated in the chat rooms, in the Discord rooms, about 5 days before that warning notice came out. So it is not something that they were utilizing for a long time. So it just, I feel like I have to defend somebody who helped us so much. And I'm not like trying to be like a simp. Can women be simps? I don't think we can. But I guess I just think that people don't realize like how much of an influence that whole alliance was to the community. And they were really cool. That's even the worst part, because a lot of times the top alliances on games are the biggest douchebags. Like they're the biggest douchebags. On my other game, a lot of douchebags. The top people always like that. And these top people are like the most like entertaining, funny, down to earth people. You know, Singh and his crew, like the people from C1 and C2, came into our Discord that was for C5, and recruiting talent and teaching us things. And even though we're like all new and kind of stupid in their eyes, I'm sure they were just so cool. And it sucks to lose somebody like that in our gaming community. If you're angry and you want to express that anger, I totally get it. But can you do it in a way that is not being, so hateful? And really kind of, maybe can you be a little bit more empathizing to somebody's situation where you might be in that same situation and do it if it was presented to you. I'm really lucky that I didn't do it. And I just, I have really, really, really strong karma. And I talk about karma all the time, guys. And when I say strong karma, it means that my good karma is really good. It's really good. But my bad karma is really bad. And I have learned in my life that if I make bad choices, it will come and punch me in the face like no other. And so I have learned just through life just to kind of like stay away from, doing things that are going to come back at me. And so I feel that that is a good way to live, And I I definitely think that, maybe 5 years ago or something, or 3 years ago, I probably would have totally done it. It's just we change and we make choices, and it's human to make bad choices. And if you own up to it, if you apologize, I mean, the guy admitted his mistake publicly. That takes so much cojones to do that. So, really, guys, I don't mean to ramble on, but I just think it's something that needs to be said. And I don't want to disparage anybody out there. Like, I respect all the YouTube community. I think everybody brings something to this table. I think we're all different players. We all get content from different people because some people are social, some people are monster hunters, some people are PvP only. We all don't, attract the same people. So I have so much respect for anybody that's doing the YouTube game, so feel free to add whatever you want in the comments, but please keep it respectful. If it's really disrespectful against any player or any YouTuber, I'm just going to delete it because I don't want to foster that environment on my channel. I really think that all these people deserve respect for what they have done for our community. Everybody that does YouTube has done something positive for our community, and it just sucks to see people trying to bring all these people down, you know? Um, I will say that it was pretty entertaining, but I also thought that the pink gem scandal was kind of like old news, and I thought that we could start on the jokes because you know the memes and everything started up, and I thought that we were in like joke territory, but today got really serious when King Singh quit. So I'll obviously follow suit and just, you know, I'm sorry about this somber tone. I try to keep it light, but you know, I really, I mean, King Singh was so Evony. And I was already feeling like not feeling Evony the last couple of months. And, you know, it's just one of those things where I, I don't know, guys. And I do want to add at the very end here, because I know this video is really kind of supporting King Singh and all of this. However, I do want to make sure that you guys know that I understand the people who are angry. I have been in the situation on my server where we had somebody pack loading and then that person hacked the account and zeroed a bunch of people, and we were left to have to deal with it and pick it up. And Evony did nothing. They did nothing. And it's probably because it was never at the level that was going on these really, like, you know, the pink gem scandal. But I was so angry. Now, my anger came from a person who used to always try to KOS me and try to bring me down. And that person always had it out for me. I get it. I get the anger of being upset by somebody trying to cheat and take advantage of that in order to come at you. Now, I think that when they did it, they were not thinking how it would directly impact all the other spenders below them. I think they were only thinking of how they would compete with the other top alliances that were also using this exploit. So I think that people just sometimes don't see how what they're doing is affecting the whole game. And I think that that can be said for the same for, you know, bots and bots and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I do want to make sure that you guys know that I do understand where you're coming from, especially if you know, were betting on this historic city and you lost on that. But also just remember that these guys were already VIP 20s and up. They already were spending in a level that a lot of us would never be competing in. So I think people should also remember that. I don't know per se if people really would not get their Red Wings because of these players. If you're not in a certain spend level or skill level, I don't know if that would directly impact you. But I do think that Evony thinking that people would be buying into all these crazy upgrades, I think that maybe gave them the data, the wrong data, that people on this game are wanting these upgrades, right? Because people are spending in it. But hopefully Evony not only understands that they took, you know, they took their retribution and they did what they needed to do. But I think in the bottom line is when you lose a huge alliance and community that, you know, motivated us to keep playing, that is going to take a huge, huge toll on Evony. And those upgrades that they're planning to do or wanting to do in that 45, don't even think about it, Evony. You put that 45 out, it's going to implode this entire game. You think that the pink gem scandal is one thing? I mean, the game will implode. So really think about these upgrades that you're now putting out, because people are jumping ship. All right, it is raining, and it started when I was making this video. It just always happens. Like, it has been raining nonstop. Anyways, I just want to thank you guys seriously and sincerely all the people that I meet from YouTube, and you guys message me on the game. I get to meet you guys in every SVS, in all of the challenges and all stars and all that kind of stuff. It is so fun to meet all of you guys, and I really appreciate those that support this channel and, you know, even just watch it for a few laughs. That's all that I want you guys to get out of this. It enhances my game, and I genuinely appreciate it. I think that we all should just try to be happy, you know? Be happy. Do whatever it is in life that makes you happy. So if the game is not making you happy, step back. And I honestly think that that is something that I will do. I haven't really been on the game much. I haven't really been playing. Obviously, the Discord and the line chats are way more entertaining right now, but I do hope that it does go back to just everybody taking a chill pill and kind of resetting, because it got a little out of hand. So I just wanted to take this time to thank you guys, and you know, hopefully Evony keeps doing better, you know, and I'll be here if they do. But other than that, I'm gonna probably just post some backlog of content that I have never uploaded, and definitely will try to get the challenge glitches and stuff that happened today out this week sometime. And there's so many SVSs I haven't uploaded either. So just know that I'm really not going to be buying into all of these updates and upgrades and all that kind of stuff if they keep churning these out. So I'll just be giving you some old content, and we'll see what happens in the future. So take care, guys. We'll see you soon.